Good morning, my friends. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to my beautiful rideshare revolutionaries. It's me, Gio, the leader of the rideshare revolution, the rideshare rockstar, and the captain of the 2K club, and the realest, the funniest, the handsomest, and the bearded-less driver of YouTube. And we're gonna do a quick wrap up for this week, or last week, because last week was even though it's a little bit less than what I wanted to make. I only drove 6 days last week. I didn't drive on Monday. I was just really tired. But I drove 6 days, but I honestly think last week might have been, in terms of efficiency, one of the best weeks I've ever driven. And you guys will see why. So you get to see there on Lyft, 965s, and is that 2289 of that is driver referral. So like 942 from driving, and then on Uber 695. Well, that's deceptive for one, because I would honestly say, since the Lyft driving time doesn't record the time with the destination filter in use, that's probably closer to 36 and a half hours, honestly, because I use the hell out of my filter during the week, as most drivers should. So on Lyft that was about 36 hours, 36 and a half probably. Yeah, I mean, that's just being real. Sorry, that's not what I meant to do. Okay, so now we're back on Uber there. That's last week. $695 for 26 hours, not bad. But I only did Uber on the weekends. I didn't do a single Uber ride Tuesday through Thursday, not a single one. And I did $92 on Via, so that brought me to about $1,710, right? Not, like I said, a little less than what I'm used to, but I also only worked 6 days, and yeah, I mean, I really went after it in the 6 days I worked them. If I were to work 6 days, last week would have been a 2K week for sure. But here's the part that I think is very interesting. So $1,710, right? And okay, some of you don't like it when I track my earnings hourly. Some of you don't like the way I do that. That's just how I like to do it. Everyone tracks their earnings differently. Some people track it purely on a ride, like, oh, I made $13 per ride. That's what I want to make. You know, but another way I like to gauge how well I drove that week is how much money I made compared to how many miles I drove. Because if you drive more miles than you made, you didn't drive efficiently. At least not in a major market. Some of you guys, I mean, I know some you guys some of you might dislike what I just said, but in a major market, in a bigger market where we make good money and demand is high, if you're underwater on the amount of miles you drive versus how much money you earned, you have to change what you're doing. You're not driving efficiently. You're not driving correctly. So again, 1710 last week, but check this out. That's how many miles I reset my trip meter when I'm done driving on Sundays. And I reset that yesterday. I see my car's getting very high mileage, pretty much 169,000 miles. But last week total, 1,155 miles. So I earned an additional $555 on top of the miles I drove. Because some of you guys were like, a lot of people always say that you can't make money because of the way the rates are. If that's the case, because I make 64 cents a mile on Uber, and I think like 61 cents a mile on Lyft. If that was the case, to make the money I made, I would have to drive like 1,800 or 1,900 miles to, you know, make up for how low the rates are. But here in Chicago, we have surge, we have promos, we have prime time. You just have to know how to drive correctly. It's not always about the rates, because I do think if the rates were too high, I'm gonna get shit for this one too, if the rates were too high in Chicago, that would lower demand, increase supply, and I'd be making $700 a week. I would much rather make $1,700 to $2,000 a week driving, not sitting on my hands all day waiting for one ride an hour. I mean, while I'm not defending the rates as they are, I do think we do need rate increases. But some of you guys have talked about, oh, we need $1.50 mile. Like, oh, that would absolutely murder our market. Anyone who says that doesn't drive. You don't know what you're talking about. If you're talking about doubling the rates as they are now, like that, okay, fine. That trip would say, my trip meter would say 1,155, but my total earnings for last week would have been barely $1,000. You guys have to know your market. You have to know the customer. You have to take all these things into consideration, right? And that's all I want to show you guys. I'm very thrilled that I feel like I'm getting better. The more time I do this, I still feel like I'm improving, you know? Because usually on a good week, I might make a couple $100 more than the miles I drove. This week, way more than that. So, that's all I got for this one, guys. I want to thank y'all for watching. I would have made this video yesterday, but I'm editing some footage right now. Some dash cam footage, so that's coming out hopefully in the next couple days if I can finish it today. So yeah, thank y'all for watching. Everyone, please stay safe, stay driven, stay classy. I'll talk to you next time. Bye bye.